is how to solve questions relating to inequalities. And what I'm going to be doing mainly is to take you through some series of questions, maybe 3 or 4, just for you to understand how inequalities are being solved. I'm also going to learn how to graph the number line for an inequality. And thirdly, before we start, let's talk about the signs and what inequalities. So for you to solve any question pertaining inequalities, you need to know the signs that are there. You understand? So now let's talk about these signs. So we have this sign, we have this sign, we have this sign, this sign, we have this. Now, if you look at all these signs, they are being named, and this sign is called the less than sign, while this sign is called the greater than sign. This other sign is called the less than or equals to sign. Then this other one is called the greater than or equals to sign. So we are going to be using most of these signs when we start solving questions on inequalities. So let's get started. So now, if I have something of this sort, 2x, now I said 2x is greater than or less than 7x minus 7. Now this is a question on inequality, and this is called a linear inequality, in the sense that we are solving a question that the highest power is what? 1. So now let's solve this question quickly. So I'll say solution, and when we see a question like this, the first thing we do is to what? Collect like term, in the sense that we are taking the things that have variables, which is this x, to this place, then the ones that don't have variable to the other end. So what we are going to be having here is that we are going to be having 2x. Now this coming to this place, it has a positive sign attached to it, which is going to make it a negative sign, which is 7x. Then we have our greater than or less than. I have my minus 7 still here. Now, there's one of the reasons why I gave a questions in this sort. There's one of the reasons why I gave a question in this sort. And why I gave this kind of question is because I want to explain something very critical to you in terms of this. So now, when you look at something of this sort, I have plus 2x minus 7x, which is going to give me minus 5x, is then greater than or equals to minus 7, right? So what we are going to be doing here is that we are going to be dividing with the coefficient of x, and the coefficient of x is what? Our what? Minus 5. So if we divide it minus 5 and we divide it minus 5, now there's something very important in this part, and that's whenever you are dividing with a negative coefficient, whenever you are dividing with a negative coefficient, the sign changes to the opposite direction. So that's why I gave a question that has a subtraction sign, because these are one of the mistakes that most students make, and they still leave the sign in this format. So since we are dividing with a negative coefficient, that's why the sign is changing. So now we are going to be having minus cancel minus, s cancel 5 cancel 5. Then we're left with x is now less than or equals to, which the sign is switching. Then we have minus cancel minus, then we're having 7 over 5. So with this now, we now have this now as what we want. Now we're going to the second question, and the second question goes like this. If I have x over 2 plus 3 is going to be greater than, let's say, 3x over 4 minus 9 over 4. So if you look at this question of this sort, this is more like a linear equation in terms of fraction. So we need to solve it as an inequality, because it has an inequality sign and not an equals to sign. So let's go. So what we are going to be having here is that we still need to collect like them as fast as possible. So we are going to be having x over 2. This coming to this place is going to be minus 3x over 4 is greater than, this is already here, which is minus 9 over 4. Then this is coming here, minus 3. Right? So now let's simplify this, because we're having two fractions, and what we should do is to look for the LCM of the denominator. And the LCM of the denominator, which is 2 and 4, is 4. So what we're going to be doing is that 4, which is what we have here, is going to be 4 divided by 2, which is going to give me 2, multiplied by this is going to give me 2x. Then we are going to be having 4 divided by 4, which is going to give me 1, multiplied by this, which is minus 3x. Right? From this other part, we're going to be finding the LCM of 4 and 1, which is going to give me 4. So 4 divided by 4 is going to give me 1. 1 multiplied by this, I'm going to be having minus 9. Then 4 divided by this is going to give me 4. 4 times this is going to give me minus 12. So now let's continue from this place. So what we are going to have in is 2x minus 3x, which is going to give me minus x all over what? 4 is greater than minus 9 minus 12, which is going to give me minus 21 over 4. So when we see something like this, what we'll do next is to what? Cross multiply. So when I cross multiply, I'm going to be having this multiplied by this, which is going to give me minus 4x is greater than this multiplied by this is going to give me minus 84. Right? So we'll continue from this place. We are going to have divide by what? Minus 4 and divide by what? Minus 4. Right? So this cancel this cancel this. X is going to be equals to this cancel this, then I'm going to be changing the sign to the opposite direction. So it's going to be like this, and we are going to be having 21. So this is the final answer pertaining this question. Let's say I'm replacing this. Maybe I have 2x plus 1 is greater than x plus 3 is less than or equals to 4x plus 4. So now let's see a question of this sort. And when you see a question of this sort, what you notice first is that it's having two signs. So in this part, we are going to be solving two equations. I'm going to be getting two answers. So now I'm going to merge this to this part, and I'm going to merge this part to this. It's more like this is a middleman, and it's going for the both of them. So if I'm going to arrange this, I'm going to be having 2x plus 1 is greater than x plus 3 as my first equation I'm solving. Then I'm going to be having x plus 3 is less than or equals to 4x plus 4 as my what? Second equation. So let's solve these equations and see what we're going to be having. So we are going to be having my 2x, then this one coming here is going to make it minus x. Then I say I have a greater than sign. My 3 is already here. This one coming to this side is making it a minus 1. So what I'll be having here is 2x minus x, which is going to give me x is greater than 2. Right? So we're getting one part of it. So let's solve for the other one. We're going to be having x. Then this is coming here is going to make it minus 4x. Then we have less than or equals to. My 4 is already here. So what I'm doing is to make this one come to it. So I'm having minus 3. So what will be left here is I'm going to be having my x minus 4x, which is going to give me minus 3x is now greater than, it's now less than, sorry, or equals to 4 minus 3, which is going to give me 1. So what I'll be doing is that I'm going to be dividing with this 3. I'm going to be dividing with this 3. So the sign changes. So I'm going to be having this cancel this cancel this. My s is going to be greater than or equals to minus 1 over 3. So now let's finalize this, and this is the main part I want you to know. If 2 is greater than 1, then 1 should be less than 2. True or false? True. So that's what we're going to be relating here. So if x here is greater than 2, then 2 is what? Less than what? X. Then for this part, it should be in the form of it is. So now, first of all, I need you to put an x in the middle. Then now, you follow the sign that is here. Now, we said our 2 is greater than x. So we're going to be having something like this. Our 2 is less than x, sorry. Then from this other part, this is already x facing this part. This is going to be x greater than or equals to minus 1 over 3. So this is how to represent stuff in form of these two format answer, and this is what I want you to know mainly in inequalities. With these little tips, I believe you can tackle questions on inequalities. And don't forget, you are watching Asian Mentories. And if you have any question or you have any videos particularly you want me to make for you, or you have anything you want to ask, don't forget to drop it down at the comment section. Don't forget to share this video, like, and my name is Musa GM, and see you in the next